Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busted you back upside the head with another hot banger. Booker, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am your homie HerbMan. Yes, sir. And we're coming live from South Africa. You guys live on TikTok, live on YouTube. So go somewhere, be somewhere so that you can be in the classroom, so that you can begin to learn how to heal yourself. That's what we do here on the HerbMan Show. We teach people how to heal themselves, and you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you guys about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. That's what we do here, you guys. This is a free information station. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do to pay for it is pay attention. And how you do that on the HerbMan Show is double tap that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. Once we get to 100,000 likes, we'll be picking you out of the audience and show you exactly the fortitude and the effectiveness of the owner's manual, okay? But that's later on down the road, you guys. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. We've been walking you through a class of how to heal yourself. If you've missed any of the classes thus far, going back to YouTube, these things are automatically downloaded once we get finished with the live, so you guys can just keep up with what we're teaching. And today we're going to be teaching you about the spiritual perspectives of holistic healing, the spiritual perspectives of being able to get into this place that you need to get into to be able to heal yourself. Look, self-healing, you innately come with it. So if it's broken down, if you've gotten sick in any reason, it's because something is wrong with your repair systems. So if you are a herbalist, if you are somebody trying to caretake their family, if you're somebody that's just trying to take care of themselves, you must understand how to repair your repair systems. Okay? You need to fix the things that fix you. All right. And so we're teaching you this in a different ways and different types of ways. We're teaching you how to be able to do these types of things. All right. So that's what you guys need to understand. And so that's what we're going to teach you today, the spiritual perspectives of this particular understanding. Now, we already been teaching you about the polarity, right? We know that duality teaches us about the two things that we need to work with, and polarity teaches us how to work with those two things. Okay, so you got one thing teaching you about what to do, what to work with, while you have another one teaching you about how to work with them. All right. So now when you're looking at these spiritual perspectives that come into play, when you're looking at self-healing, when you're looking at holistic healing and all these different things, let me flip the camera. When you're looking at all these different things, you guys, you must understand that they've been talking about this stuff for forever in all different modalities of healing. Okay, they've been talking about this stuff for forever in all modalities of healing. Okay, they've been talking about chi, right? They've been telling you about prana. Okay, they've been telling you about now you might not have ever heard of this, but the nahamish, right? All of these stuff. Now I'm gonna mess this word up. But all of these stuff, right? They've been telling you about all this stuff ain't nothing but the breath of life, breath work, being able to understand how to get your spirit mind, how to get your mind spirit to be able to help you out in your time of trouble. Remember that I told you guys in this paradigm, you can't just rely solely on your intellect. There are going to be environmental stimuli that are going to come in and affect you in a way that where intellect won't work because you haven't been in that situation before. So therefore, you need intuition. Intuition is this other tool, this other gear, this other resource that you have at your disposal, especially in times of need, especially when intellect can only serve you so far. And so this breath of life, this chi, this prana, this nahamish, all of this stuff is all about what? Centralizing and localizing the energy and allowing it to be able to do its thing. So you'll see that all the chakras, if you look at the root chakra to the seventh chakra, they're all built in a spiral because it's all talking about energy, frequency. Okay. Now, what's happening is everybody is starting to understand that it's this spirit, this ba, this ka, this chi, this prana, this namish. It's this thing in you. All right. that is creating the life force. Okay, this is the life force that's creating life for you. All right. Now, what I'm trying to get you to understand is this same thing that you're doing, but you're using it only in sexual encounters. Okay. This is a power, but you're only using it in sexual encounters. But it actually can do more for you than just being present for sexual encounters. What that means? That means that when someone turns you on, your mind, without that person touching you, your mind will cause an erection. Your mind will cause lubrication without somebody touching you. All they got to do is talk to you. All they got to do is walk around you, look at you, and you get hot, you get wet, you get turned on. What I'm saying is that ability to be able to take a psychological event and make it physiological extension of yourself, or make it a physiological ramification or result of a psychological thing, is the power that we're talking about. If you can get your nature to rise, then you can also heal yourself. But you got to know how to do this for other stuff. See, the problem is all you know how to do is this for this purpose. You don't know how to get wet for nothing else but the person that you like. You don't know how to get erected for nobody else but somebody that you like. But what I'm saying is you can use that like in so many other categories. Do you like to be healed? Do you like nature? You love God, or whatever else that you're talking about? You need to allow these things to energize you in the same way. No, I'm not telling you that you need to let God erect you. I'm not telling you to let God make God get you wet. What I'm trying to get you to understand is move the energy like that in your body for other things. Can you move the energy from your mind? Can you psychologically make things move in your body like you do with the sexual encounters? If you can do that, then we can solve the case. Okay. If you can do that, you can solve the case. So esoterically, spiritually, and when we're looking at how to move this air, how to move this energy, that's what you're really talking about. When we're talking about the spiritual perspective today, I want you guys to get the clip. This is the clip right now. We're really actually showing you how to move the energy. Okay. How to move the chi, how to move the prana, how to move the namis, how to move this life force in you. Right? And when we're able to learn how to move the life force, move the energy, then you'll understand this video a lot more better. But look, you guys, it's going to be on the TikTok and it's going to be on the YouTube. So you ain't got to worry about it. If you missed the day, you go on YouTube. We need about 5 or 10 more people to get 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So go on over there, do your boy a pleasure and support. All right. We need about 5 to 10 more people to get 2,000 people on YouTube. I've been on there for 10 years. I should have had 200,000. But we know that this is not entertainment. This is education. So it's a little bit hard mountain for us to climb, but we're going to still do it. All right. So now understanding this spiritual thing. Then you must understand that when you come off the charger, the time that you come off the charger, as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, all right? When you come out of your mother's womb, you automatically, supposedly, should know how to swim. Now, swimming in this particular paradigm, it means swimming in the life, right? The life. Life is waves. Waves are energy or frequencies. In essence, what I'm trying to tell you is that in the Bible, water used to be representative of the spirit. So there's a depthness here in a spiritual way that you need to understand life when you're coming into this particular life paradigm, okay? And a lot of us don't understand how to swim in life. So you have these ebbs and flows, these ins and outs, these ups and downs, these todays and these tomorrows that start to really affect you in a way because you're so attached to your wants, your needs, and your desires that when these things don't happen for you, you then get into a place of what they call suffering in human experience. The human experience is only having suffering because of the human's wants, needs, and desires not being met. Now, once you get your wants, needs, and desires met, then you're not suffering anymore. That's when you turn to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. So then what is the thing? The thing is that some of you guys' wants, needs, and desires are outside of the will of nature for your life, but you don't know nature for your life. You don't know your nature. And so what happens is when you don't know you, then you always running into environmental stimuli, and you always cause to have a sympathetic or a high-strung overactive response. And it's because you don't know how to swim in the waters of life. Look, this life is a bunch of roller coaster rides, a bunch of changes, a bunch of things that's going to happen that are out of your control. And so what you have to do is find some type of competency, some type of contentment, right? You got to find some type of contentment, right, with this particular paradigm. You got to find some type of peace in the boat of life, okay? If you don't have any peace or contentment in the boat of life, then it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to grab a hold to change. Now, look, if you can't grab a hold to change, then it's very, 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 very critical that you understand that if you can't embrace the changing patterns of life, then you can't change your situation. If you hate change on the upper end of the stick, you're going to hate it on the lower end of the stick. If you hate change in this, then you might hate change in that. You must embrace change in order to be able to really strategize and help yourself, even if modern medical healthcare system cannot help you. You must believe in change if you don't believe in anything else. And you must understand that things can change. Things will change, okay? Now, how you change them is all the key. And that's why the owner's manual is so important for you to get into the palm of your hands, all right? So now when you're looking at this particular perspective of spiritually, of chi and prana and nahamish and Raus and all this stuff that you have inside of you, all this breath of life, and what can you do with it, then you must understand that what we're trying to teach you is how to move it into your favor, okay? The breath of life being in you, now we must learn how to move it within your favor. Now, when you look at the breath of life and you look at you being in the waters, then you look at how the wind will blow you. And you can use and manipulate the elements to allow you to float through this particular life paradigm at a more ease and a more abundance rate in your finances, in your relationships, and in your health if you really want to. And you come to the HerbMan show, that's what we're teaching you. And that's why the owner's manual is so important. We can show you how to use the wind, right? And we're talking about this breath of life, this moving of the wind, this moving of the air within me, this moving of the energy within me, this moving of the frequency within me. Then now I can start that as I understand that I'm in a boat, okay? I'm in a boat, right? I must understand how to float in the boat. I must understand how to be at peace and at rest, even in the face of storms. I must understand how to be at peace and at comfortability, even in the face of trial and tribulation. I must understand how to continue to keep my contentment and my peace, even in the face of a down slot in my life or a downtrend in my life, or if I feel like I'm going through the valley, or if I feel like I'm getting it out the mud, there must be a comfortability there to understand that it's okay at the bottom, just like it's going to be okay at the top. But you must understand these things in order to be able to move and shift the energy to where you need it to be. Now, the body can be in a place, okay? The body can find itself in desolation. The body can find itself in sickness. The body can find itself in hurt, in pain. The body can find itself in a prison, in isolation, in a traumatic situation. The body can find itself in this physical realm, in an environmental stimuli that you can't get yourself out of without being able to synergize this information. Without being able to balance this, you won't be able to get yourself out of the situation. So what we're trying to do is get you to understand that when you find the body in a locale that you don't want it to be in a job, in a relationship, in a situation, in a financial situation, in a health situation that you don't desire for it to be in, the only way out when the body can't get you out. That means that You don't know nothing else right now to be able to change your financial situation. You don't know nothing else right now to be able to change your relationship status. You don't know nothing right now to be able to change your healing. So you tuning in to the HerbMan show. And the HerbMan is showing you how to conjugate up this energy, this chi, this prana, this nahamish, this all this stuff. We're showing you how to move this energy from where you at locally to where you want to be. And so the easiest thing to move when the body can't, the easiest thing to move when the body is debilitated, when your education ain't up to par, when your belief system ain't up to par, when your faith ain't strong enough, the best way to be able to move and shift this situation is not try to move your body, but to try to shift your mind. That's what we are attempting to do. The most easable thing to move in your time of distraughtness is your mind. If we can replace your mind, if we can re-engineer, we can reposition your mind about your present situation, then guess what? We can change the situation. If you sick, if I can get you to believe that you can be healed, you'll be healed. If you broke, if I can get you to believe that you can be rich, you'll start doing the things that it takes to be rich, and you'll be rich. If you are lonely, if I can start getting you to do the things that it would take to be around people and be more sociable, you'll find that you're not lonely anymore. But sometimes the easiest thing to move is not the body. They too old. They too young. They too hurt. They too broken. So you can't move this, but we instead can move this. And if we can reposition this and to get you to get back into a consciousness, a present state of understanding, then we keep you in the boat. And we keep you in the boat in a way to where now you're starting to float. You're starting to realize that just because they told you you got cancer, it's okay. Cancer can go away. And just because they told you you got arthritis and you got autoimmune diseases, it's okay. That stuff can go away. Why? Because I believe in change. When you believe in change, you start believing in the patterns of nature, and you start believing in your ability to change yourself. See, this is not rocket science. It is spirit science, showing you how to be able to move these things in your body. Now, biologically, let me show you how this happens. Spiritually, we understand chi, prana, we understand all those types of things, but there's a thing that is happening within you that you don't know nothing about. I'm probably one of the first people on social media that ain't no doctor or nothing like that to be able to tell you about this word right here. And I want y'all to write this down and go do your research on this, because this is the big dun-dun, okay? Psycho, neuro, immunology, okay? Psychoneuroimmunology is what we've been teaching you guys the whole module, okay? But we had to break it down to you so that you can understand exactly how we arrive at this particular locale. Psychoneuroimmunology, okay? Psychoneuroimmunology. Guys, hold all your questions until we get finished. What's the best way to get in the same frequency of money? Why would you want to get in the same frequency of money, huh? That's a waste of life, okay? You're wasting your life trying to get in the same frequency of money. Get in the same frequency of your life and money will come. Okay? Get into the same frequency of your life. There's somewhere that you're supposed to be doing right now that you ain't, because you don't know you're supposed to be doing it. That's what's causing the blockage of your finances. That's what's causing the blockage of your healing. But it's also what's causing the blockage of your relationship issues, right? Because you're in a particular life lesson and you don't know what that lesson is. So you're going to do your will, because nobody's ever illustrated to you the will of God, the will of nature for all of our lives. It's the same thing. Everybody keep talking about what's my purpose, what my purpose is, to know the will of God for your life. Each and every one of us have a life lesson and a disciplines that come with whatever positioning we are in nature. That's why, again, the owner's manual is the most important investment you can ever make. For that little funky measly $50, you're going to actually get something in your possession that show you how to heal yourself and get back into balance with nature. Each and every one of these slots is a lesson of life, and you don't know that. And so therefore you want money when you should want a woman. You want a woman when you should want a house. You want a house when you should want a car. You want a car when you should want some kids. You want kids when you should want. And so therefore you're always fighting against the tides of nature, and you're always rocking the boat because you don't know how to weather the storm, because you don't have peace and contentment. You know why you don't have peace and contentment? Thank you for the gifts, you guys. You know why you don't have peace and contentment? Because you don't really know God over your life, and you claim you do. The imam told you do. The bishop showed you that you did. The rabbi told you all of this, but they don't even know their own life plan. So everybody just out here incidentally and mistakenly trying to live in a thing that if you do it more intuitively, you'll see the abundance, you'll see the pleasure, the bliss that you can get out of this thing. But see, because you don't know what's around corner A and what's around block 9, and you don't understand what's around this joker hiding in the bush here and somebody plotting on you and praying on your hill, and you don't know these things, but you should know them in order to be able to navigate and circumvent some of these pitfalls in life. So we're trying to teach you about how to really be spiritually sound. We're trying to teach you about really how to be spiritually enlightened. I'm really trying to teach you about really how to be a spiritual being in this world, but it comes in your intuition, your discernment. And because you're not sensitive anymore to life and to these environmental stimuli, then everything is incidental, accidental, and you're going to have the same result. The death going to be the end result of that, because you're always going to accidentally, incidentally roll your ass into a death situation. But it is intuition, it is discernment, it is this higher consciousness that we're trying to get you to understand. Now, psychoneuroimmunology is just one big ass word for what repairs the person's body. Okay. Now, I'm still talking esoteric, but I got to give it to you biologically. All right. So these three things are nothing more than the immune system, the endocrine system, and the nervous system. Okay. The immune system, the endocrine system, and the nervous system. The immune system represents your spirit. The immune system represents your spirit. The endocrine system represents your feelings. Feelings. There is nothing more than feelings. And your nervous system represents your thoughts. Okay? So you got spirit, feelings, and thoughts on the holistic side. The psychoneuroimmunology side is saying that we also must address these. The psychoneuroimmunology of what I am teaching you guys here on these lives, or teaching you about a holistic approach to human a species. And this is the fallibility of the modern medical facility and the pharmaceutical companies of everywhere around. They are not respecting the holistic understanding of you. So again, a lot of you guys have got high blood pressure because of the feelings and the thoughts about what you got going on in life. But guess what? The high blood pressure medication don't deal with feelings and thoughts. So you never really get the cure. A lot of you guys got problems with high blood sugar and cancer, and you don't understand that these are about the feelings and thoughts and the spirit of a being going through environmental stimuli. But they don't, the blood sugar medication ain't for your spirit, feelings, and thoughts. So you are never getting the cure in medications. So it's not medications that you need to have as a mediator, but it's meditations that you need to have as a mediator. Now I'm gonna repeat that one more time, because I think they told me I got about 10 people with hearing aids in the back. So it's not your meds, the mediator, your meds that you're looking for, the one that gets in the middle, your mediator, your meds that you're looking for is not medication, it's meditation. And you don't know how to heighten your spiritual awareness. And every day since I've been on here with my herb shop and everything for the last 7-8 years, I've been trying to get you to get spiritually heightened through understanding exactly what you're reading in the Bibles, what you're reading exoterically, when you're reading exoterically, all of these different things. What do they mean? They mean you. They talking about you. You are the I am. I am ain't nothing but a frequency and an energy, but then frequency also means how often I can get this going. So if I keep saying I am it, and if I keep getting I am, then I'm getting this energy frequently and allowing my body to stay in homeostatic and homeostasis conditions. All right. So now when we're looking at it from the holistic perspective. Now look at it from over here. So now 80% of your immune system is in your digestive system. Okay? So now we just introduced the digestive system by understanding that we got to help repair the immune system. What am I saying? Psychoneuroimmunology, these are the three systems that come at your aid internally and externally, meaning that when you deal with any type of environmental stimuli, when you're dealing with any kind of infection and affection, when you're dealing with any kind of infection, something that infected you came into your system unwarranted, or when you're dealing with something that has affected you, some words and some lifestyle situation that then came into your circumference, then guess what? It's coming to your aid to repair the damage of those infections and affections. It's going to be your psychoneuroimmunology systems, which is your immune, endocrine, and going to be your nervous system. Now, guess what? In order to strengthen up my immune system, I must know that the locale to do that is in the digestive system. I must know that 80% of my immune system is in my gut microbiome. So now if I am trying to self-heal, if I'm trying to heal my family, if I'm trying to heal my community, if I'm trying to be an herbalist, if I'm trying to be all renowned and world renowned, then he's telling me that I got to be able to repair the repair systems of the body. Ain't no need in going toward the kneecap, ain't no need in going toward the migraine, ain't no need in going toward the heart, ain't no need in going toward the lung. Go toward all the systems that should have repaired it anyway. Your body can innately heal itself, so don't just go toward the things that do that. And your body will continue to heal itself. So the immune system, 80% of that is in the digestive system. So now you got to know how to work that. All right, now the endocrine system, we know this is going to be your chemical. Okay, your chemical messaging system, and then your nervous system is your electrical. All right, so right then and there, when we're talking about chemical and electro, right then and there, we have our negative and our positive. So we got our duality and we got our polarity. Now you got to know how to work. Duality is telling you that you have to work with two things. Polarity is a recipe showing you how to work with those two things. So right here, when you give me that these are the three things coming to my aid every day, no matter what I do, then it is in these three things that I must keep healthy, that I must keep working. Because these are the things that are buffering internal and external environmental stimuli. These are the three things that are buffering internal and external environmental stimuli. So I must keep these healthy and working. Anytime I get sick, anytime I get broken, anytime I get fragmented, anytime I get lost, anytime I get confused, anytime I get frustrated, anytime I get angry, anytime I get depressed, anytime I get worried, anytime I get all of these particular emotions, I must understand that it is these three things. Don't ever leave these three things. Listen to me, you guys. Keep tapping and I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast, you guys. All right, I'm working for you right now, right? I'm working for you. All you can do is simply share this information. Okay? I'm working for you. Been working for you. Whether you like me or not, watch me or not, this is for Rico and Nene them. This is for your grandmama them. This is for folk who don't understand me, who do understand me. This is for folk who ain't black. This is for folk who don't know English. This is for folk who don't look like me. This is still for you. And we don't like it when somebody come up with something for humanity that you can't bypass me on. You can't go Google this outside of me. You got to learn this from me. Each and every one of you guys on the planet, all 8 billion of y'all got to learn this from me because I was the one that was granted it. Just like people before me. So ain't no need in being jealous, ain't no need in being hating, ain't no need in being mad because it's still going to work for you. This ain't requiring your belief. This ain't about a religion. This is about your health, mentally and spiritually. So it's giving me already the recipe. It's giving me the recipe of what I need to heal this body. If this is the autonomous repair, if this is the autonomous response to environmental stimuli outside of me and inside of me, then everything that I'm dealing with goes through these channels. If I realize how to keep my immune system up to par, how to keep my endocrine system at a balance, keep my waters at a balance. Endocrine system means your pH balance. Keeping your waters at a balance. If I learn how to keep my nervous system, that's your thoughts, at a balance. So if I keep my thoughts, my feelings, and my spirit at a neutrality, where I'm not getting too attached to riches, I'm not getting too attached to bitches, I'm not getting too attached to stitches, I'm not getting too attached to ditches, I'm not getting too attached to nothing. And I'm keeping my spirit at a neutrality, at a centerpiece, and I'm keeping my thoughts and my feelings at a neutrality. I like you, but you left, I'll get another one. That's fine. As long as I stay in love. I don't never want to be in a relationship where I'm out of love. So if we got to replace each other before we start living out of love, then that's fine with me. I'd rather have a million relationships where I was always in love than to have a million of them that I felt like I was out of love. It's not for you to feel out of love. Get what I'm saying? I would rather have a million relationships, but I never ever felt out of love, than to have a million situations where I felt out of love every time. Because you're not supposed to feel out of love. You're supposed to feel in love. Which means that sometimes you may need to change to stay in love. You may need to change to stay in love with life. You may need to change to stay in love with relationships. You may need to change your environment to stay in love with what you're trying to envision your wealth to look like. You may need to change something to stay in love with this experience. And a lot of you guys are falling out of love with this experience. And you're committing suicide with the spoon and fork. And I told you guys 1,000 times, there's herbs for a lot of things, but there is no herb when you are the problem. There's no herbs for you. So in order to get you, if you the problem, we got to take you through a whole nother understanding to get yourself back rebalanced. And when you move your thoughts, you move cells. When you move your emotions, you move cells. When you move your spirit consciousness, you move cells. And that's really what I want to teach you guys today, is that when you move this consciousness, this is that breath of life, that chi, that prana, that nahamis, all that rahu and all this stuff that they be talking about, all of this stuff, or that ruah, all of this stuff is moving energy and shifting energy to the place where you need for it to be in order for you to be enriched in adequacy and in abundance in that area where you deem to be lacking it. There is no real reason for us not to be able to be in abundance in this lifetime unless it is something that you are missing that you don't know. If you are poor right now, is something missing that you don't know. And it's okay, but you need to be able to say it's something that you don't know. If you are alone right now and 8 billion of these beautiful people out here, that's something wrong. That's something that you don't know how to be able to engage with you and interact with people outside of you. If you are sick and you can't get healed right now, no matter if you've been the doctor can't heal you, this can't heal you, that, it's something that you got going on within you that you don't know that you need to activate that's going to help you. Meds can't get you to realize that. Your pastor don't know it, can't get you to realize it. Your teacher, your therapist, your doctor ain't been able to get you to realize it. So you need more of somebody that can focus on the total you. And that's why the owner's manual is so important. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, we'll get you the information. So this right here showed me a recipe. All right, that this polarity, I need to learn how to work this polarity, because what's happening is a lot of females are getting issues because their feelings are throwing their chemical imbalances out of whack. On top of the water, the bioplastics in the water, on top of the chemicals you're using on your skin, your lotions, your deodorants, your shampoos, your makeup, all of this stuff is also causing turbulence in the waters as well, on top of what you're eating and drinking. Okay, so now you got eating, drinking, my cosmetics, and then now I got how life is making me feel, throwing my chemical imbalance all out of whack. And I'm going to tell you that today, not only are the women going through this chemical imbalance, but more and more you're starting to see this prevalent in men. Okay? Erectile dysfunction ain't just something that's coming from high blood pressure. Erectile dysfunction is coming from something men are suffering this because of the nervous system. Their mind's gone. They mind gone. They can't stay in the game. If you come in here with stinking breath, or you come in here with your moo on, or you come in here with your house, they just easily distracted. Well, before they wasn't. Before they didn't care nothing about that breath, that moo, and none of that. But as time goes by, is now more is required for the woman to turn the man on. Why? Because this mind ain't there. Man don't want to tell you that. He'll rather blame it on the muscle. But it ain't the muscle, it's the mind. Okay? And so you'll start to see that now the thoughts of men are starting to have some kind of ramifications on the nervous system. Most men dealing with high blood pressure is because of anxiety and worry or depression. They ain't got nothing to do with food. Most women dealing with cancers is because of the feelings that you're going through in life, your emotional ups and downs, ain't got nothing to do with food. Out of the four things of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling, out of the four things of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling, which one do you say you do the most of? Out of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling in a 24-hour time span, which one of them do you think you do the most of? Thank you, Cowgirl T. Thank you, Cowgirl T. Thinking, right? Thank you, Einstein theory, right? It's thinking. Now, you thinking, in order for you to pull up at Chick-fil-A, it had to come into a thought. In order for you to drink all them Powerades, in order for you to drink all them energy drinks, you had to think it first. You got to think about which quick trip you're going to stop at to get your goddamn energy drink. You got to think about which gas station. You got to think about which dope boy. You got to think about which liquor store. You got to think about which restaurant. You got to think about which porn site. You got to think about this stuff before you actually do it as an action. So your thoughts are creating your feelings are creating your actions. Okay, your thoughts are creating your feelings. The nervous system is creating the endocrine system is then creating the action. When you look at this as if you look at cognitive behavior therapy and you look at thoughts, feelings, and actions, then now you understand that the nervous system is first, your thoughts. That's going to create the endocrine system to get involved, your feelings. That's going to create an action to be taking place, your immune system. I don't know how many times that I can keep teaching you guys this over and over and over in different ways. So welcome to the HerbMan School. You've been here for the last 6 classes. You got 2 more to go, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to hit you with the last 2, and then we're going to see what all could you be able to understand when you get your owner's manual for that little funky measly $50. When you get your owner's manual now, you can rewind all of these things back on YouTube and be able to start studying thyself, but also start studying our system, natural systems. Okay, remember that biologically. All right, YouTube, I'm finna show them a receipt real quick. This is an old receipt, YouTube, so it's about biological healing. I have shown this in previous videos before. All right, but the secret to biological healing, cellular environment, right? We taught you that, okay, in the first video. Body is self-healing. We taught you that as well. Okay, rest and darkness. We taught you how powerful sleep is, how powerful meditation, how powerful rest and relaxation is. It's not just about sleep, it's rest and relaxation. A lot of you guys are trying to go straight to sleep when you can't. You ain't rested and you ain't relaxed, then damn sure you know you ain't about to go to sleep. And that's why your mind still is going on and on and on. When you go, just because it's 10 o'clock don't mean you tired. Just because it's 11 o'clock don't mean you finna go to sleep. So you must rest. And then you got to relax. And then these are processes into getting into sleep and then also into producing high quality melatonin for your regenerative processes. All right. And then we taught you about the mitochondria the other day as well and showed you how the polarity works inside of the mitochondria and being able to get you the energy that you need. In other words, the ATP that you need. And then now we're teaching you guys from yesterday and today, emotions and belief, how fear, trauma, and limited beliefs can block your healing. Okay, and then not only can block your healing, but they can just block your whole understanding of life in general. Okay, so that's what we guys have been teaching you guys, man. I'm gonna keep on busting y'all upside the head with this knowledge because I ain't got no other choice to do it. But we want you to understand that these systems are the ones you work with. If you're getting cancer, The reason why you're getting cancer is because of your endocrine systems. Can somebody please put this in the chat, please? Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. I'm giving it all to you today. All right. If you are dealing with cancer, it's pretty much because of your endocrine system, and that is the way you feel about life. You are so emotional. Okay. If you are dealing with nervous system issues, now nervous system issues is going to go deeper than what y'all think. So let me say this. If you have an organ that does not work, if your lungs don't work, your pancreas don't work, your kidneys don't work, if you have any organs that are not functioning properly, they're offline, they have a disorder, they are not working properly. If you have any organ that is not working properly, that's a nervous system condition. That's a thought life situation. So cancers and the growth, endocrine system, the degenerative process, degenerating, not working no more, can't work no more. It ain't shaped the right way. It ain't looking the right way. It's sickle celled. It's this, it's that. Degenerative is going to be nervous system. Okay. But when you got this growth, that's endocrine system. I'm telling you what I know. This ain't factual. This faithful. This ain't intellectual. This intuitive. So I don't need people coming over here talking about giving me facts, because I ain't got nothing for you, because I can't explain God intellectually to y'all. I can only explain the spirit. When in this holistic shit that I'm working with, this is spirit-based. This ain't fact-based, baby. This faith-based intervention. This is nature-based interventions. You must come into this thing with your spirit strong, not your body. We don't care about having a sick body. We welcome sick bodies. We welcome debilitated bodies, but we need strong minds. We need strong spirits. A broke down body, a broke down pockets, a broke down life ain't nothing to us. That's okay. That's what we want. We welcome that. But we cannot have you be broken mentally, be broken cognitively, be broken spiritually. We must be able to get that intact in order to do it the way nature designed for it to be. Now, if you want man's way, go ahead. It's out there. Okay? So now you understand that I'm going to be hitting these systems, right? So now the nervous system for your electrical, the nervous system, one of the best herbs for electrical, we know are the mushroom kingdom. Okay. Another one is an herb called skullcap. Okay. Then for your endocrine system, we know that that's going to be more for your hormonal system, the hormones. So, and because these are the waters, and since these chemicals are going in your waters and they create a lot of toxicity and a lot of concentration, therefore you must have a great filtration system in your water. Well, if you ain't already got one there, you can put one in you, but you got to go and find that herb out in nature that facilitates that same job in nature that you wanted to do inside of you. And that's the seaweeds. Okay. So then for the endocrine system, I'm going to say, go ahead and give them some kelp. Okay, not Irish moss, not bladderwrack, not man, it's so many other seaweeds, dolce and all these type of stuff. Kelp, K-E-L-P. All right, and then for your immune system. Well, but since we know that the immune system is at the gut, now here's where the fallibility there, because in the immune system, how I was taught, for your immune system, that you need some echinacea, or you need some astragalus, right? Or you need some elderberry and all these types of herbs for your immune system, because they're trying to attack your immune system at the immune system. But you can't attack it at the immune system in the blood. You got to attack it in the digestive system. So what you want to be able to do for your digestive system, if I know 80% of my immune system is in my digestive system, then what do I need to build that? Well, if it's in your gut microbiome, then you must understand what the gut microbiome needs to feed off of. The gut microbiome only needs one thing for you to give it, and that's fiber. It's fiber that you don't necessarily have in your diet today, but that you need to put in there. So you'll see that this is going to be probiotic. We're going to put prebiotic and probiotic, right? Now, let me give you the difference in these. A prebiotic is food for the gut bacteria. Let's say you don't need to change out your gut bacteria. Everything is okay with your gut bacteria, but you just need to strengthen it. Then you want to give it a prebiotic. What is that? Fruits. Prebiotics are fruits. If you want to give it a probiotic, what is that? Fermented foods. Okay, so prebiotic is for feeding my bacteria. Probiotic is for giving me new bacteria. If you need new bacteria, then you need something spoiled. You need something fermented. So you will go get you some kimchi or some old cabbage, or you will go get some of these pickled this and fermented that in order to be able to get this probiotic. But you must determine, do I need new bacteria or do I just need to feed my bacteria the correct way? And again, this is fiber. The best one that I'm going to give y'all today, because I know all y'all be snooping about information, is psyllium husk or flaxseed powder. Now, me personally, I'm going to say flaxseed powder. Okay? Me personally, I'm going to say do the flaxseed powder. But both of them are going to be high in fiber, giving you the right fiber that you need. And this is going to be food for the gut microbiome, which is going to help your immune system. So don't try to go after echinacea and astragalus, and that shit ain't gonna do nothing because you're boosting the immune system. But how can you boost it if it ain't working properly? You can't boost some shit that ain't working properly. You got to be able to get into the control panel. I can't come over here and boost your electrical socket if the socket don't work from the panel. If the socket has blew the panel, the thing in the panel, it ain't nothing you can do to cut that off. You can't boost it from the socket. You got to change it from the panel. So we're going to the control panels of your body, your HVAC system, your electrical system, and your plumbing system of your house. If those three things run, your house run by itself. So when I come to your house, ain't no need of me worried about your flows. Ain't no need of me worried about your walls. Ain't no need of me worried about your roof, because it don't give a damn about those things if you ain't got no electricity, no running water, and then you ain't got no AC in them. So if you are herbist, if you're somebody trying to heal yourself, if you're somebody just trying to learn the dynamics of how this works biologically, that's why you come to the HerbMan show. We teach you the human frame and the human design. You can't heal yourself unless you know thyself. I got to tell you how it's working internally for you to understand how to start to help it externally. You must know that everything that you're going through outside of your body, and everybody ain't got no eye that they can see inside of them. So how you know what's going on? It's dark inside of you. How can you turn the eyes internally? Well, you must learn biologically what is happening, so that every time you're getting hit with lifestyle situations, it's going to affect your immune, endocrine, and your nervous system. And that's going to put a lot of undue stress. So now if I teach you about how to relax and how to float, and how to have some contentment and some peace with the changes in this paradigm, can't you see now how less of work they got to do? Preservation, pacing oneself, is the ultimate key. Prevention is cheaper than a cure. Don't wait until they break down. Learn how to extend the life of yourself. Every owner's manual on the planet serves as a guide for any piece of equipment you buy. And it shows the user how to extend the life of that particular piece of equipment, how to get the optimal usage out of that piece of equipment, and ultimately how to get the ultimate performance out of it, right? And you are no different. You come with an owner's manual, and you only have one piece of information that can give us all the information that's needed. It's not your hair sample. It's not your blood sample. It's not your blood type. It's not your religious affiliations. It's not your belief systems. It's not how much money you got that's going to do it. It ain't about your credit card information. It ain't about how much dope you got. It ain't about how poor or broke you is. It ain't about if you got clothes or not. It ain't about if you got children or not. It ain't about if you've been married or not. It ain't your worthiness is not into any of that. The only piece of information that you got on you that hold the test of time is your birthday. It is your time stamp. It is your time tag. It is your toe tag. They'll toe tag you in and they'll toe tag you out of here. It's because it is your birthday and your death date. These is information pieces. And what we do is we go back to nature. Nature has given us this old relic that's a compass and a calculator. And when we put your birthday in there, it'll let us know where you're out of balance at, what life lessons you're at, how to get back in tune with nature, how to get back into balance with nature, how to channel back into nature, how to get back on nature's station. And when you're able to know your nature, Your nature is always trying to do its own thing. That's all you need to know about your nature. But nature is always changing. See, when you're trying to do your own thing, how many people eat the same hot wings from the same place? How many people go to the same barber to get their hair cut? How many people go to the same beauty salon person to get your hair done? How many people go to the same clothing store to get your clothes? See, when you like something, your ass tend to not want to change. And that's the problem. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Psychoneuroimmunology. When they social engineer you, when they genetically modify you, can't you see how much effect this has on the interior aspects of your biological processes? So if I social engineer a baby, if I re-engineer, genetically modify this baby to thinking that it's this thing when it's another thing, if I can genetically modify the way it responds to environmental stimuli, and now you ain't doing what you're supposed to do when you get this environmental stimuli. You ain't thinking the way you're supposed to think for this situation. You ain't feeling the way you're supposed to feel for this environmental stimuli. You ain't in the right spirit that you're supposed to be in for this environmental stimuli. Then can't you see how these things are also going to operate improperly? Your immune system will operate improperly when your spirit ain't settled. Your endocrine system will operate improperly when your emotion. You see how many girls got hair coming out the chin. They got hair bumps on their chin. They got deep voices. They got PCOS and cysts growing on the ovaries. They got infertility problems because it ain't got nothing to do with the body had a problem. It got something to do with the feelings. The girl has been going through so much emotionally. And again, my brothers, erectile dysfunction, that's a nervous system problem, pimp. Your mind gone. You can't focus and concentrate long enough to get off. It's called pre-ejaculation erectile dysfunction. It's a nervous system problem. Because the thoughts, man, life got you fucked up in the head, my brother. And it's very hard for you to go to bed and try to present a king's presence when you're out here living a peasant's life. It's hard to come home and try to feel like you're a king of the house when you were just a peasant at the White House. See, it's hard to switch on and off these conditions. So we must find contentment and peace with what nature will is for our life, what God's will is for our life. We must understand this in a different rate. For some reason, the Bible ain't teaching you this the way it should be to be more impactful and more morale effective to you. Right? So we got to show it to you in a different way. This is the Son of God. This is Jesus. This is the cross. This is the this is infinity. This is everlasting life. This is everything that they ever taught you, but it's just in a drawing. It's in an old relic, but it's everything that they taught you about your mind, your body, about feminine energy, masculine energy, about duality, about polarity, about exoteric and exoteric, about all the information of Taoism, of traditional Chinese medicine, of yin and yang, of everything that you've been taught, from shamans to traditional African medicine to Western urbanology to Native American medicine wheel. All of this is in here. The zodiacs, the 12 cell salts, all of this stuff is in here. The 12 cranial nerves, the herbs that you need, everything is in here. But they'll keep separating it and keep allowing you to try to have to go through all those schools of thoughts in order for you to get to some enlightenment. But we've been able to synergize all of that information. That's why we're here. We're here to learn from our ancestors. So some people are going to be born with a mind to be able to get an eagle's eye view on all this information and be able to put it in the right puzzle pieces for us to be able to understand exactly what we need to be looking at. You should be able to live to 120 years old. The Bible told you that. Right after they bit the fruit, they gave them 120 years to live, way before that 75 down into your New Testament. Right after they bit the apple, told them to get 120. And you can't even live to that because there is a sharing of this space. Everything that you go through, You can't go through it with the body alone. You can't go through it with intellect alone. I told you guys that before. They looked at the body as something evil. They looked at the body as something that should be done away with. They looked at the body as something sinful. Every time that they got taught lower self, the human consciousness thought the evil in me, the devil in me, the bad part in me, the sinful part of me. And so for the longest, you saw people take the body through rituals. You took the body through piercings and took the body through different journeys and took the body through starvation and fasting. Why? Because it was known that you must deplete the flesh, that you must eradicate the flesh, that you must get as much of this shit out of you physically that you can in order to get some spiritual enlightenment. But this is the fallibility of the gurus before us. They didn't know as much as they need to know. Okay? They didn't know as much as they need to know. Your lower self is not the bad part of you. Your lower self is not the sinful part of you. Your lower self is not the evil in you. Your lower self is something of value. You need to understand how to manage your lower self, how to maintain your lower self. Yes, it's the animal side of you, but then you also got the holy side of you. So the bottom line is the only thing that can maintain the animal is the holy. You can't intellectually try to you got the only thing that can maintain the animal is something holy. So what we're trying to do is get you to tap into your holy. You're trying to maintain animal while being an animal. It ain't gonna work. That's just like a wild lion trying to tell itself it don't want no more coochie tonight. It don't want no more food tonight. And then a wild boar come around. It can't stop its basic instinct. You can't stop your basic instinct. You can't stop your natural desire. So therefore you can't control the lower self from the lower self. You must get into a higher consciousness. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you shouldn't be out here trying to kill yourself, starve yourself, fast yourself to death. You shouldn't be out here looking at your lower self as sinful, as evil, as the devil, because it's a necessary package. It's a duality is the two things I got to work with, and polarity is the recipe. So I need the body to house the spirit. If you want to be here everlasting, if you want to be in heaven forever, you can't just get an understanding of how to spiritually live forever. You must also get an understanding of how to physically live forever, because you want to be able to bask in the ambiance. See, God wants you to be able to enjoy heaven with your five senses you got now. Ain't no need you writing up how beautiful heaven is in your five senses and then can't enjoy it with your five senses. Ain't no need you writing up how gold it is and how rich it is and how beautiful it is. This is all appealing to my five senses, and then I can't feel it in my five senses. Come on, somebody, wake up, y'all. Heaven is not a place you go to when you die. Okay, heaven is not a place you go to when you die. It's an aspired place to be in consciously while you yet live. Heaven is a state of consciousness, and you can only get that if you can be content and have peace with the ever-changing patterns of nature. Yes, you were well one day and now your ass sick. Yes, you were young one day and now you old. Yes, you were this one day and now you're this. And yes, you were that one day and now you this. It changes, but guess what? You was healthy, you got sick. You can turn your sickness back into health. You was broke as hell, you got rich, and guess what? If you don't be careful, you can take your ass back down to broke. If you was married one day and now you single, but if you understand anything about life, you can get right back into a relationship. Can you have contentment and peace with change? If you can embrace change, I can change you. I can help you change your situation. If you can embrace this thing that I'm teaching and preaching to y'all today, right now, if you can esoterically understand, spiritually perceive what I'm giving you to understand, that the brother is trying to say to us that nature is ever changing and that we are also ever changing, but our wheels are against the bigger wheel. And what happens is you don't like change from something you want, need, and desire. But if you just get in the wheelhouse of change, and it's okay to want this today and change it tomorrow. It's okay to need this today and don't want it again. It's okay to desire this today and don't want it. It's okay to change. And if you are okay with change, you can change yourself. Any questions? Any questions? Psychoneuroimmunology is what we're trying to teach you guys And you must understand the spiritual perspectives behind these things. You can move energy, you can move spirit, you can move chi, you can move prana, you can move nahamish, you can move ruha, you can move these things. These are your life forces, but you can move them to places that you need for them to be and to create life in that area. So you can move your chi, your prana, you can move your nahamish, you can move your ruha, you can move this to your cells. And your cells will have instructions. Okay? You can move this chi. You can move this prana, this nahamish, this ruah. All right? You can move this to your cells. You can move this stuff to your tissues. You can move this to your organs. And you can move this to your body systems. Okay? These three things are life force that you can move to these areas. That's why the owner's manual was so important. It's teaching you how to do it naturally. It teaches you how to do it naturally. How do you do it naturally? Through the right sunlight, the right water, the right breathing, and the right foods. Okay? The right sunlight, the right water, the right breathing, and the right foods. And then all in between that is we're getting you right spiritually. And once we're able to allow you to be able to attack these spiritual tendencies, attack these spiritual deadly emotions, these demons, right? Deadly emotions. When we're able to get these out, when we're able to go find these things in the private areas of your that's causing these blockages, that's causing this interference with your self-healing mechanism, when we're able to remove the interference, whether it be psychologically or whether it be physiologically, when we're able to remove the interference and then provide you with good information and instructions that come from sunlight, water, breathing, and great food, then guess what? This can revive itself. This is old stuff, you guys. This ain't nothing new. Okay, this is old stuff. This is not nothing new. I'm teaching you guys this stuff, but this shit old. This ain't nothing new. I'm just showing you how it's done. Like literally what's going to take place in your body. Okay, what takes place in your body is that you must get to the cellular level. Okay, you must get to the cellular level of anything that you're dealing with, and that means that you must get to self. Okay, self is the same thing as cells. All right, your cells is equal to yourself. Okay, in order to heal yourself, you must be able to heal your cells. Okay, in order to heal yourself, you must be able to heal your cells. Your cells is healing yourself. Okay? And when we can heal self, or when we can heal cells, we heal self. When we can heal self, we heal cells. Right? Everybody get that? Any questions thus far? Herbs, can you take all of them in one serving or separate? What herbs? I don't know what herbs you're talking about. Why would you want to take a whole bunch of herbs for? All right, but herbs can be taken together. They are complementary. This all depends on what you're doing them for, what you got going on, and what herbs you're working with. But most herbs can be complementary to other herbs. Some herbs can be contraindicative. You got to be able to know that. Please get with a qualified practitioner that can help you out with that. If you need more information, we can also help you that. But instead of going through all of that, trying to figure out what herbs you need, bro, just get your owner's manual for a measly funky $50, and then that way we get all the guesswork out. It automatically gonna tell you what herbs, what foods, everything. Okay. Yeah. So if you're looking at the ones that I sent, then if they all came together, they all go together. If you're looking at the herbs I sent, if they all came together, they all go together. Yeah, this shit. Oh, this ain't nothing new. Okay. This stuff, this is not nothing new, you guys. But what I got to do is, what's going on, E. Taylor? What I got to do always is teach you. All right, we got to teach you from the floor up. We got to teach you from the ground up. I can't just come in here biologically showing you everything. I also got to show you things psychologically because that's what we're dealing with. Psychoneuroimmunology. I'm going to put this word back up here. Okay. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. Once we get to 100K, we'll bring you up. Okay. All right. Psychoneuroimmunology. Okay. This is how nature-based interventions can help you. It's also how holistic practicing is the way to go when you're looking at trying to serve our people the best way we need to. We need to be able to serve them in the highest way. And if you know how the body works, then you know that the immune system, the endocrine system, and the nervous system are your first responders. 9 times out of 10, when you're not getting well, it's because there's a problem with the first responders. You can call on WhatsApp. Yeah. If you guys need me, just hit me up. How can I get your book? I do not have a book, but if you're one of your owners manual, you DM me, B-High77. You DM me, we'll get you the information to your book. But I don't have a book. Okay. DM me, you guys. If you guys are looking for the owner's manual, please DM me. Somebody will reach out to you. What's the right water and the right sunlight? Tanya Manning, I done said this 1,000 times, and you've been on here 1,000 times. The right water is the water come from the earth, natural spring water and well water. That's it. Okay. The right sunlight, woman, is sunlight outside. It ain't no bulb light. It ain't no black light, no blue light, no cell phone light. It's outside light. So from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., good sunlight. So sunrise sunlight. And then 4 to 6 p.m. during the winter, 6 to 8 p.m. during the summer is the right sunlight to get. You should get 4 hours of good sunlight. If you black, you need all 4 hours. If you white, you may be able to get away with 2 of them. If you Mexican or any kind of light skin, you may get away with 2 of these hours. But if you black, you got great sunscreen. So therefore, you need to be out there the maximum amount of time. So instead of you trying to be out there when it's hot as hell, go out there between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m. during the winter, or 6 to 8 p.m. during the summer months. Okay, that's real sunlight. That's real sunlight. Real water comes from actual springs and the well. Tanya, you knew that. Now don't have me cuss you out. You knew that. Don't have me cuss you out, Tanya. You like red light? I don't understand the question. All right. Yes, you guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Keep tapping and I'll keep talking, you guys. All right. So we've been breaking down to you guys again all this information that you guys are asking for. Go back, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. We need about 10 more of you guys before we get to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Go on over there. Okay. And start to learn what I've been teaching since almost 10 years. Okay. I almost got 700 videos. So I should have way more than anybody, but we ain't on there to entertain. We're on there to educate. So I'm going to slow poke it. I'll slow roll it. I'll slow ride it. I'm going to ride the waves. But what I ain't going to do is lie to you. Okay. Just to get a goddamn light. I don't need no light like that. We need for you guys to get this information. Menopausal relief. If you're dealing with any kind of menopausal issues, please DM me. We do have a menopausal blend that can help you. It's $25 for a month supply. I need to know about the actual herb though. Am I smoking too much? I don't know what you're talking about. Loving the great. You gotta come real with it. What's going on, Afro? What's your YouTube channel? YouTube.com/C/HerbMan. 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 Babe, put that in the chat for me. YouTube.com/C/HerbMan. All right. YouTube.com/C/HerbMan. It might not let you put it in now. All right. But anywho, this is what it is. So now when you're looking at spiritually, what should your perspectives be? Well, spiritually, you just got to understand how to be able to generate this coiled up energy, right, into the areas that you need for it to be in. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to coil this thing back up and allow this thing to be able to do what it's been doing to heal you in the time that you were being healed. Look, you should have had cancer a long time ago, but your body been fighting that. You should have had this and that a long time ago, but your body been battling with those things. So it's just the fact of the matter is now they don't have the requirements that it takes to be able to win this particular war. So you got to be able to give them those things. You got to be able to give them the right proper sunlight, the right proper water. You got to be able to give it the right glucose. You got to be able to give it the right oxygen. That's for you got to be able to understand your breathing. A lot of you guys are not even breathing properly because of just how you work. You're lazy. You got lazy jobs, right? So you're working at the computer all day. You're slouched over at the computer. Okay, if I can show y'all how everybody really sit, I'm gonna show you how you sit. Okay, I'm gonna show you how you sit. I want y'all to look at this. All right, and I want y'all to catch this. I'm gonna see if I can turn this way because I really want to show you the slouch. Okay, want to show y'all the slouch. Okay, I don't know if my YouTubers can see it, so let me see if I can get them a nice little scope at it. I want y'all to see this really quick. Okay, so if I'm sitting at my desk, I'm typing on the computer. Okay, now you know when you relaxed, you just like boom. You see this position? This position, look at it. This position, my boobs, my chest boobs is sitting on top of my diaphragm. That's not good breathing. That means that I'm going to be doing quick breathing. I don't know it, but I'm breathing very shallow, very smooth, quick breathing. Now, if I'm driving truck and I'm sitting in the truck, I don't even care if I got my arm leaned back. You see, my boobs is on top of my diaphragm. Truck drivers, computer programmers, secretaries, okay, all you guys that are working in the doctor's office, whatever you're doing, and you sitting there in this little comfortable position, you're slouched over. Okay, you're not sitting like this and typing like this. You're not driving like this. Okay, you're driving comfortably, which means that there's going to be a decline in the abdomen. That's going to create this crease and going to create the upper part of your chest pushing down on the diaphragm, which means that you're not breathing properly. So when I tell you you're not breathing properly, it don't mean that you ain't going outside. It means you breathing improperly with air conditioning. So you know you're going to breathe improperly with unconditional air. So this reteaching you of how to breathe, you need to understand it because it's a lifestyle thing and you need to be taught why it's causing the problems. Okay? So just something simple of teaching you about posture is going to help you learn how to breathe. Something just as simple as telling you to go to finthersprings.org is going to teach you about how Dr. Springwater really is. Something just as simple as you going outside and getting those 4 hours of quality sunlight that ain't going to burn you up. You'll be able to do all 2 hours of sunlight from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. You'll be able to do all 2 hours of sunlight between 4 to 6 p.m. in the winter or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. during the summer months. You'll be able to stand out there all them 2 hours. But no, I'm not asking you to go do it when it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's too hot outside and it's the wrong sunlight. So that means it's the wrong instructions. It's the wrong download. You want to get the sunrises download because I can get that for 2 hours. I can stand out here and withstand the sunrise and sunlight for 2 hours. Now, the only diabolical thing is that in some of these countries like America, they build your houses lower than your trees. So it's very difficult for a lot of Americans to be able to get this sunlight because it's coming at an angle. 8 to 10 is coming at an angle. It's coming at a Taurus right here. See, so you're coming at Taurus, you're coming at an angle. So depending on how your house is, where your house is, and in your apartment set, you ain't gonna be able to get this unless you be able to get on the goddamn roof. That's a diabolical thing that they did in America. Over here in South Africa, you got trees, but ain't nothing really higher than your house. Everybody getting direct sunlight from the time the sun bit come up to the time they go down. So you got to even look at your society is not promoting something for you, and it's a reason for that. It's a reason they built trees higher than your houses. There's a reason why they blocking out this particular time of the sun. They don't mind you getting that 12 to 1 because they know your ass can't sit out there that long. Okay? It's a reason for these things. And what we're trying to do is simply make you conscious of them. make you be in the present moment of them so that you can start to create. All right, create. You got to create this. You got to be able to make this a part of your day, and you got to make jobs be okay with it, because they're going to. The more productive you are, the more healthier you are, the more money you can make a company and the more money you can make yourself. So I don't see why this would be any pushback, because the more productive you are, the more productive you make them. And right now, America is a bunch of sick workers. So give them the sunlight. Give them the water breaks. Give them the stuff that they need. But people have to demand this, and you got to know what you're needing. So again, from 8 to 10 is the sunlight, but from 8 to 10 is breakfast. From 12 to 2, the sun is in Cancer. So from 12 to 2, the sun is right here in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. Who told you to eat lunch? It's a water break, not a lunch break. You should eat fruits for breakfast. You should eat water for lunch, drink water for lunch, and then you should have dinner between 4 to 6 or from 6 to 8, depending on if it's winter or summer. So I just gave you your eating times, your water times, your outside times. So when you go outside to get the sunlight, you're going to be out there getting the air. So you killing all of these things with one motion. It ain't like you got to do several different things. When I go outside to get my sun, I'm out there eating my breakfast. When I go outside, when I go out to get my next sun, I'm out there eating my dinner. I took my water break at 12 to 2 instead of a lunch break. I'm only going to drink water. Instead of a lunch break, only drink water. From 8 to 10 a.m., eat fruits for breakfast. From 12 to 2, only drink water at lunch. And from 4 to 6 or from 6 to 8, you eat dinner. If it's wintertime, you do it from 4 to 6 p.m. If it's summertime, you do it from 6 to 8 p.m. You get your outside air, you get your outside sunlight, and you eat your food in these times. I'm just teaching you how to do it. Now, if you start doing this, it'll help you with stress. It'll help you if you're smoking. It'll help you if you're drinking. It'll help you if you're thinking. It'll help you if you're emotionally distraught. It'll help you because you're getting away from it. You're going outside. You're doing something else. And now you're getting different instructions. You got human instructions from life, but then you go out there and take a nature break to get nature instructions. And what happened is now you're working with the polarity. You're working with the polarity of what humanism gives you versus what nature gives you. And now you have the just and the ability to make the changes because you have the charge. Okay? What if you still hungry, then kill yourself? What you talking about? These folks, they playing with the wrong motherfucker on him, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you talking about? If you still hungry, pimp, they don't need you telling me. Don't do what you gonna do. Don't do what you're gonna do. Suicide with a spoon and fork. Tell me if you still hungry, man. Come on, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't gonna babysit you. You either make a drastic change or you might as well go ahead and order your casket. That's it. You make a drastic change or you go ahead and charge the card for your casket. It's either something drastic or it's going to be the casket. It's either something drastic or it's going to be the casket. So if you still hungry, pimp, eat. Eat until you can't eat no more. It's your full right. But death is going to be the result of your behavior. Bottom line. Anybody else? YouTube, we got any questions on here? I done scared my YouTube. They like, oh shit, that boy going in today. And I ain't even, hey, look, I'm going in. I just now got to the 100K. All right. So how many of you guys want to understand about the owner's manual? We'll get you up here. I'll probably start doing everybody at 5:30. How many people understand psychoneuroimmunology? If you understand it, put some ones in the chat. If you don't, put 2 in the chat. How many of you guys understand psychoneuroimmunology? If you understand it, put some ones in the chat. If you don't, put some 2s, and I can help you get clarity on what this is all about. Okay, so we got a bunch of 2s here. Psychoneuroimmunology, okay? This word right up here, which is, I'm going to make it famous, even though I didn't make it, okay? Psychoneuroimmunology is basically the science between holistic healing when it comes to your immunity, your endocrine system, and your nervous system, okay? Your endocrine system, your immune system, and your nervous system autonomously comes to your aid anytime you have any kind of cell damage. All right. But they also it come to your aid when you're dealing with any kind of external environmental stimuli, meaning lifestyle stuff. Fussing, arguing, happy, crying, sad, laughing, it doesn't matter. The nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system play a part in being autonomously your first responder to all of this environmental stimuli. And those three together is called psychoneuroimmunology. Psycho being the nervous system part of it, neuro being the nervous system, endocrine part of it, and then obviously the immune system and the digestive system playing a role as well. So you got those particular systems that are actually your innate ability to repair. So what we're saying here with psychoneuroimmunology is that you must be a repairer of the repair systems. Okay, so you must know how to fix those things that actually fix you. And what's happening is you're telling the doctor you got arthritis, and so you go at the knee, you go at the limb, you go at the headache, you're trying to go at the pain here. So that's fine, but it's not really how you need to be doing it, because there would be no pain here, there would be no infection, there would be no affection if those repair systems work properly. So you fix those and you fix the body. That's psychoneuroimmunology. But then on the flip side of that, the immune system represents your spirit, while the endocrine system represents your feelings, while the nervous system represents your thoughts. And so now you have the psychology side of it. We got the physiological part, the biological part, but now we need the psychological part to it. And the immune system is going to represent your spirit. The endocrine system is going to represent your feelings. Nervous system represents your thoughts. And what we're under the understanding of is that if we can help a person psychoneuroimmunology wise with nature-based interventions, we'll be able to help you with your cognitive health, mental health, and physical health at a high rate. And that's why we are offering you the owner's manual. We're presenting this to you in a holistic format. It gives you your herbs, your foods. It gives you your spiritual tendencies, your physical tendencies. It gives you everything that you would need to do to get yourself back into balance with nature. Okay. Dr. Shay Stiles said, energy in motion. Yes. Can you explain the hours of sleep alongside the hours of eating? Yes. So I just told you about the hours of eating Affirmos rugs. I literally just said that. This will be downloaded on YouTube, so you can just go over there. But I literally just got through talking about the eating with the sunlight, right? Because the 4 hours of sunlight representing the times of eating as well. But when you're talking about sleeping, thank you. Okay. So sleeping. All right. Sleeping is very simply explained. You have 12 hours a day. During the equinox, you have 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night. Okay. 12 hours a day and 12 hours a night during the equinox. The equinox is basically spring and summer, right? Is when the days are the same length. Okay. Is when the days are the same length. So it normally is going to come in the first day of spring. And then in the southern hemisphere, it's going to be in the fall. Okay, so you got spring and fall being the equinox. It's when days are equal. When days are equal, then you're going to need 12 hours of one of these. When the solstice comes, that's a different thing. When solstices come, that's when I think the day is longer than the night. During the solstice, I think that's when the day is longer than the night. I think. Or it might be when night is longer than the day. I think it's when night is longer than the day. Solstice night is longer than the day, right? Then the equinox, it seems as day is longer than the night, but it's actually equal. So now if I got 12 hours of these, then I need 12 hours of my night. If the night is longer or the day is longer in one of these, then I need to take the one that keeps me in balance. So what's happening is that we are not getting 10 to 12 hours of sleep, okay? Now here, I just explained to you here how easy this is. Normally, babe, we're going to bed by what, 7:30? You're about 7:30, right?
No, 8.
Now 7:30, 8. But you normally waking up about what? 6:37.
Yeah.
Right? So you damn near did 11, 12 hours right there. If you go to bed at 7:38 and you wake back up at 6:37, that that's very easy to do when you are accustomed to it. So they are accustomed to it being sleep time around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And they're accustomed to waking up around 6:37. Well, if you look at that, that's about a 30 minutes difference of 12 hours. So you mean you damn near sleeping 11 hours of rest in the Southern Hemisphere. I ain't saying everybody doing it, but that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on that clock right now. That's the baby's time. So we're on this clock. But I had to see that down. If I go to bed at 7:30 and don't wake back up to 6:37, I damn near did 11, 12 hours of sleep. I ain't never did that in my life. It's because now you're in balance with nature. But most of us are sleeping between 4 to 8 hours of sleep in America. So 4 to 8 hours of sleep when I'm supposed to get 12 automatically puts you at a differentiation of what? If I'm supposed to get 12 hours of sleep and I'm only getting 4 to 6 and 12 being my 100%, then if I get 4 hours, I'm at 40%. Well, now if I get 4 hours, I'm at what, 30%? If I get 6 hours, I'm at 50%. If I get 8 hours, I'm at 70%. So you'll see that the American person is getting 40%, 60%, 70% battery charge. Now, me and you both know that as long as the charger, long as the phone stay off the charger, the charge go down. At a certain point, applications stop working. Your eyes is an application. Your hearing is an application. Your sense of smell is an application. Your arms moving is applications to your body. Your legs moving is applications to your body. So you start figuring, why am I having cognitive health issues? Because you ain't on the charger. Why am I having arm issues? Because you ain't on the charger. Why are my legs not working properly? Because you ain't on the charger. Why am I getting dizzy? Because you ain't on the charger. Why are my lungs and this, that, and the third? Because you ain't on the charger. So some of these apps are starting to work in the background. So sleep is very important. And I mean rest, relaxing, and sleeping. Make sure you rest your body, then give you some relax so you can go to sleep. But you just trying to jump into bed from a busy day to getting into bed, you know goddamn well your mind ain't sleepy yet. You don't give a damn how tired your body or your mind ain't sleepy because you didn't rest the mind. You didn't relax the mind. So therefore you can't jump into bed and just thinking that you're finna get some sleep. So there must be a process through your day. An hour or two before your bedtime, rest your mind. Start to relax your mind. And then therefore, when it's actual sleep time, you'll sleep. Somebody said, but sleeping that long makes me more tired. It's because you ain't used to it. So whoop-de-doo. If you're not used to it, then you're going to have some problems with it. But that don't mean that it ain't right. You see what I'm saying? You can't go out here on these particular type of charge. Again, you might not think it's bad right now. So you might be like, well, you know, if I get 4 or 5 hours, I'm good to pop. That's fine until you get sick. When you get sick, you've been off the charger too long, working at 40, 50, 60, 70%. That when you get sick, I bet you be sicker longer than you should be because you ain't resting. When you get broke, I bet you be broker longer than you should be because you ain't resting. I bet you when you get single, you be single longer than what you want to be because you ain't resting, because you don't have the charge to create the change. So it's all right long as you ain't fucked up. You know what I mean? It's all right long as you ain't messed up. So you can go and keep doing your sleep habits because it ain't going to mean you're a hill of beans because you're not messed up. But when you get sick, I guarantee it'll be harder for you to bounce back because you ain't got enough charge. Okay, so that's sleep, right? That's sleep in a nutshell, right? You must be able to try to get you 10 to 12 hours of sleep during the equinox time, and then you must be able to get the same amount or the same type of fractional amount when you are doing the solstice as well. Okay, yeah, like your cell phone, you, the cells. You must know how to phonetically be able to contact your cells. Phonetically. Cell phoning. Phoning means phonetically. Right? So you must be able to learn how to talk to your cells. You know, you got to be able to know how to phone home. Yeah, look, if you want to be single longer, stop. Have a short rest. Short rest, you want to be able to discern. Short rest. Them jokers will keep coming in there, agitating you. Your nerves will be bad. Trust and believe. When you get enough proper sleep, you get enough proper downloads, you get enough proper outside, you get enough proper inside, you get enough proper exterior, you get enough proper internal environmental stimuli. Trust me, you're at a balance. When you're at that balance, you can magnetically get anything you want in life. I told y'all I just went from being by myself for 2.5 years to I got a family, married, babies on the way, everything. You could change your paradigm. I sat there and showed y'all change. I literally sat there and showed you change. If y'all watch me, all my videos since I've been on social media, I sat there and showed you a brother that was working, driving trucks, working, doing garage doors and doing all of this. The next thing you know, the brother got his own herb shop in his community, been a pillar of his community. To the next thing you know, the brother living in South Africa. So I showed you what it looks like. I showed you and am showing you what this looks like, what this feels like. Okay, and you don't have to do a whole lot of crazy stuff to be able to get this going in your favor. Congratulations, LOL. Amen. That's a wonderful change. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all deserve it. Yeah. So that's what it's all about when it comes to sleep. All right. So hopefully I answered that question about sleep. All right. Sleep is a very, very critical thing to psychoneuroimmunology because it's just like nature-based interventions. It's going to allow us some rest and some relaxation and some sleep. But more importantly, the nature-based interventions, hopefully we can try to get in there some contentment and some peace. Okay. You need to have that contentment and peace, and you need to be able to have this sensation ability within you that says, at this point in time, in my most rockiest moments, I can float in the boat. I can rest assured that everything's gonna be okay. That in this diagnosis that I just got, in this last stage, this last phase or whatever, that I can find some contentment and some peace within this diagnosis and be able to float in my boat to know that everything's going to be okay. Because we don't need for you to be overstimulated. We don't need for you to be over emotional. We understand why you would be that way because of diagnosis and problems and poverty and singleness and loneliness. And I get why you're trying to change your situation, but you must understand what it requires to do that. And your owner's manual is the best thing that I've seen across all the boards. I done studied everybody. I done watched everybody. I know everybody. Okay. And they're not necessarily giving us what we need. And instead of continuing to keep opening up shops and stores and restaurants and juice stands and writing books and doing all this shit, giving you pieces of information about yourself, why would we just give you open up a school that teach you how to teach you about yourself? Because you are priceless. There's no real price tag I can put on teaching you about you. Really, this shit costs $1 billion per person because you are $1 billion equipment. So if you got an owner's manual, it got to come with the owner's manual. Anytime you buy your car, it's going to come with an owner's manual. You buy that house blower, it comes with an owner's manual. You bought your microwave, it came with it. So for $1 billion, you get your owner's manual. So you might well say the owner's manual costs $1 billion too. You pay for all the information. So this is really a priceless shit. So therefore, ain't no need for me to tell you to spend $1,000 for it because I know it's going to change your life. The best food you ever ate was mama's food. Mama's food is the best quality food you ever going to get, and it was free. So stop worrying about folks making this shit be $1,000 and you think it's better because it got $1,000 price tag on it. You think it's better because it got $1 million price tag on it. You think it's better because white people done pat you on the back and gave you some piece of paper that said that you know their information. You ain't got to do that. We're not trying to make $1 billion. We're trying to serve 1 billion people. And you let the chips fall how they may. So our owner's manual will never go above 50. It'll go below 50, but it'll never be above 50. This is for each and every one of us. We need to make this accessible for each and every one of us, no matter if you speak Oriental, no matter if you speak Spanish, no matter if you speak English, no matter if you speak tribal language. It don't matter. This is for you. You purchase it, you got to DM me, bag lady. Okay, you DM me, we'll get you the information that you need. If you're in South Africa, we can get you that. If you're in Canada, we can get it to you. If you're in Jamaica, we can get you the owner's manual. If you're in South America, we can get you your owner's manual. If you're in Australia, we can get you your owner's manual. If you're in Africa, we can get you your owner's manual. If you're in Europe, we can get you your owner's manual. We have a big UK following. I got a big Jamaican following. I got a big South American following with some of my Hispanics, especially in America. You know, I was just not getting my Hispanics on board. So I got a few people that's already getting the folks down with me. You feel me? So we've been able to infiltrate everybody with this information. Okay. The only people who I got a problem coming with me is going to be the Indians and the Asians, because they got their own healing system. They go to their own folk that they feel like know them better. But even them will eventually have to come our way as well. Okay. But this ain't about white or black, rich or poor. This is about information that you need, that you should have had a long time ago. Okay. Anybody, any other question, you guys? We got about 27 more minutes on the clock. We got about 27 more minutes. Thank you for all 130,000 likes thus far. Okay. If you guys are ready to try to do some owner's manuals here, just put some ones in the chat and we'll get a few people up. Okay. If you guys are ready to come on the live, put some ones in the chat. We'll get a few people up. Now understand, you must be able to come up on the live. Okay. So you got to put me in the chat and you give me your birthday and we'll go from there. Okay. You put me in the chat, you give me your birthday and we'll go from there. But you got to be able to come up on the live and then we can show you how the owner's manual will work for you. Okay. All right. Any other questions in the meantime, in between time? You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. What's going on? Brenda Hale, Chanel Jackson. Brenda Hale, do you got a little bit more information, a little bit more understanding now of psychoneuroimmunology? If not, please go back and rewind some of the videos. I would say at least the last 5 videos. Okay, so this is class 6. We got up to 8, so we got 2 more days left. All right. Anybody else? Put me in the chat. We'll bring you up. I think I got somebody here. No Limit Experience. Best herbs for lungs. A lot of different herbs for lungs. So it's all going to be about what kind of lung issue you got. Okay. You got mullein. You got coat's foot. You got pleurisy root. You got horehound. You got elecampane, Stephanie. So there's so many different herbs. That's why I don't like spewing out herbs, because I don't know what kind of lung issue you got. Okay. No Limit. What's going on with you? Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Good day. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm trying to grasp all of this. I'm trying to, reset. I don't like saying the number, but I be 30.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to.
You ain't gonna be able to do it all in one day. Now, this your first time listening?
Oh yeah. No, this is not my first time, but okay. I know it's a process. I know it takes time. I got a lot of time.
Yeah, you got a lot of time. You won't be able to do it all in one day. But you say you're 30. What's your birthday?
September 27th.
You're going to have to give me the whole birthday now.
1995.
So what's that, 9/27/95?
Yes.
All right, so 9/27/95. Okay, so how we break this model number down is we do it like a life path number. So 9 plus 27 is going to be 36. 3 plus 6 is going to give us 9, right? So 9 is the number that we get from your month and your day. So remember 9, all right? 1995 eventually is going to come down to being 19 plus 5, which is going to be 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus the 9 is going to be 15. 1 plus the 5 is going to be 6. So you're model number 6, okay? So from September the 21st, so 9/21 to 10/21, you're going to be a Libra, right? So that's an air sign. The opposite of every Libra on the planet is an Arian, okay? So then that's going to be your fire. So we know you got that in you, so we add that in now. And then the 6 is going to be representative of the air element. Okay, so we know that you're a very spiritual person, very open-minded, a person who loves information, who loves to learn, love to download different information. That's the airiness in you. But you can also be dealing with air conditions, all right? And if you are, then we will give you some earth herbs. Then you also have this fire condition. This fire condition means that not only are you open-minded and very spiritually endowed, but then you're also very smart, very intelligent person. But you can also be a little bit of an overthinker that can be causing you to have a little bit of depravity when it comes to your sleep time. All right. Now, if you're dealing with a fire condition, we'll give you some water herbs if that's the case in your owner's manual. But your biggest spiritual tendency that we want you to look at here is going to be grief and depression. Okay. The way you deal with grief and depression, the way you deal with sadness and loss will be your biggest thing that you got to watch out for. Because if you don't deal with sadness and loss very good, or grief and depression very good, then it can turn around and start to cause immune system issues. Okay? Immune system issues, respiratory issues, and then last but not least, even down to autoimmune system issues. Okay? So you got to be careful with that. Now, you were born 6 days into 6 days into what this is, a Libra, right? So you were born 6 days in. So let's just say that a Libra, let's see what the real dates are for a Libra. All right, the real dates for a Libra is going to be September the 23rd to October the 22nd. So September the 23rd, you missed 6 days. Okay. Well, I mean, September 23rd, you missed 4 days. 3 days. We're going to say you missed 3 days. So that means you did 27 days here. So you go 27. 10 days is 3 years. 20 days is 6 years. Another 3 days is 7 years. So that's 23 days. Okay. And then another 6 days is going to be 8 years. And then that'll be your 27, right? 20 is 6 years. 26 will be 8 years. And then, so you did 8 years and 4 months of Libra. You did 8 years and 4 months of Libra, and you're currently going to be 30 years old. So 8 years and 4 months, 18 years and 4 months. Each one of these life lessons equal 10 years, okay? So 8 years and 4 months, 18 years and 4 months, 28 years and 4 months. So you're right here in Capricorn, okay? Right here in Capricorn, you've been there for 1 year and 8 months. So for 1 year and 8 months, there's something been going on with your job or with what you're trying to do as far as your legacy is concerned or your career. For the last 1 year and 8 months, that's been a big focus on you, is what you want to do for your career, your legacy, what you want to be known for, what you're trying to do for your life. So right now, for the last 1 year and 8 months, you've been focusing on career, correct?
Indeed.
Okay. So that's where you currently are now. Are you currently dealing with any kind of issues physically?
Yes,
don't tell me. Don't tell me. I just need to hear yes. Okay.
Yes.
You said yes, right? All right. So based on what you just gave me here, I'm gonna give you a few things that I see in your birthday. Okay. This is going to be the first decan of Libra. Okay. In the first decan of Libra, you can be privy to some metabolism issues. So things going on with your metabolism, your weight issues, stuff like that. And then also you can be privy to some skull or some head injuries, like just little funny stuff happening around your head, maybe to your teeth, maybe to your skin, to your hearing, to your eyes, migraines, just little funny things happening to you, getting you head injuries you want to be careful about. So metabolism, head injuries is going to be the thing. And then if it's any kind of current thing, I also got to put in there the fact that you're in the first decan of Capricorn. Watch your spinal or skin issues. Now, what say you?
Hello? You asked me something?
Yeah. I said, so what say you? I already done told you what I think it is. Now, what you got going on?
Well, with my teeth, I've been having acne for a long time.
On your face?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so that's the skin, and that's the Capricorn thing going on in you. But all of that stuff is going to pass. Now, here's the thing: you are in your spiritual time. Okay, so that's a good thing. You're in your most high state. You're in your most high time. You're also in that flood time we call high tide. So you could be flooded with emotions and flooded with life things and flooded with spiritual things, but you're very spiritually heightened. You're very emotional heightened. So now what I'm asking you to do is, in this time, stop trying to do everything physically and start to just focus and concentrate and pray and meditate more on what you want life to be, and you will draw it to you through your visions and dreams. You don't got to do everything. If you in this mode in life, you can pray it to you. You can manifest it, and you can magnetically draw it to you. That makes sense?
Yes. Okay. So that's, I feel like I'm always dreaming it, and I feel like I don't have to bring it to fruition because I've already seen it in my mind, and it's just like I can move on to the next thing and like.
Yeah. Stay there with it. Just know that that's where you at in your life. You're going to be there for a long time. Remember that these are like 10 years, right? So you're going to be 60 years in this high time. You've already done 30, right? So you got another 30 years to hone in onto your ability to be intuitive, not always intellectual. Now, the lesson that Capricorn is trying to get you to learn, even though you're in the beginning of this lesson, the lesson that Capricorn is going to try to get you to see, because you got another 8 years and some change to be here, is that you must understand that it's okay to break things up sometimes. You'll learn about that as you move forward, all right?
Yeah, that's crazy because everybody I think I dated has been a Capricorn, and my baby father is a Capricorn. That's what he's been teaching me. He's been making me be
and look, he's been teaching you how to break things up.
Yeah, to break these things down, to slow down.
Yeah. Now, man, it's okay to shake things up. These are life lessons, okay? Sometimes when you try to attach and hold on to stuff at a time when life is trying to tell you it's okay to let it go, it's okay to break it up, it's okay to shake it up, then guess what? You're holding on to something that you shouldn't have. And that's when you're going against the tides of life and the tides of nature. So just understand that even though you're structurally getting your career together and you're structurally trying to get everything sound and you're planning and you're doing all of that, it's still going to be okay that long-term plan, that long-term goal, that career that you're about to set into, that structure that you're about to implement can be the very thing that will shake things up, and it's got to be okay.
Got it.
Okay. All right, sis. Well, we appreciate you, man. If you need anything else, just DM us and we'll get you the information that you need.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Peace.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else that wants to come up, let us know, and we'll get you on up here. Dr. Shay Styles, how can I help you? Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
It's my first time here.
Well, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
I like that. I like your thoughts on these things. I'm just intrigued about what you got going on today. Well, I actually make my own herbal tea blends now. Okay. I've been in this path for about like 5 years now.
Okay, so this ain't just today for me. Now, we do this every day, all day, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on here every day giving you all I have to be able to help us get into balance, okay? So if you just keep tuning in, you'll start learning more and more and more as you move forward with understanding how to get your own health back into your own hands. I'm not sure if you're dealing with any kind of health issues right now, but if you are, we can help you. If not, just continue to stay tuned. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm dealing with an autoimmune issue.
So what's your birthday?
It's January 16, 93.
Okay, January 16, 1993. So what we got to do is get your model number. How we get your model number is by breaking it down like a life path number, right? So 1 and 16 is going to be 17. 1 plus 7 is going to be 8. So out of your month and your date, we get the number 8. You need to remember that, okay? Now, 1993 is eventually going to end up being 19 plus 3, which is going to be 21. 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. 3 plus 8 is going to be 11, right? So then you're a model number 11, okay? Female. Now you see the other lady was a 6. You are an 11, and that's the valuability of modern medicine, because that means that although y'all are two black ladies and although y'all are close in age and all of this, that, and the third, y'all are different people because of the specs. Remember, she was born in 95, you born in 93. So how is it that she's a 6 and you're 11? That's why you need your owner's manual, because even though you got 2 refrigerators, you got a Samsung upstairs and you got that old ass Frigidaire downstairs. They both of them gonna cool your food and freeze your food, but when they both break down, you can't use the same parts. So although you can be a woman, don't mean that you just like every woman. It don't mean that you just like all black women. You ain't just like all 27-year-old. You ain't just like all 30. You ain't just like all white women. You ain't just like, so you got to be specific, and the owner's man will take it in consideration and say, okay, that because this person is from 1221 to 121 is gonna make you a Capricorn. Okay, so then that means that you are a earth sign. Every Capricorn has some Cancerian qualities. So there go your water sign. And then the 11 breaks down into 2, which means also you're the water element. So that other young lady was an air, fire. Very spiritually sound young lady, very spiritually open-minded. You can't outstudy, outsmart the young lady who was just up here, but you are earth, water, water. So you come in and you say, well, yeah, you can take the spiritual, I'll take the emotional. And so you're very emotionally inclined. You can put yourself in other folks' shoes. If you see somebody hurting on the side of the street, you're damn near about to pull over to help them because you can feel it in them. You're the person that all your friends call and they confide into you and saying, girl, get what happened to me. Ray did this and Juju Bean did that. And you're just sitting there being a confidant to your people. And that's a great quality. But the problem is you can be too emotional. The problem is that when you need somebody to talk to, it's very rare that you find that person for yourself, Dr. Shay. Okay? Now, the biggest spiritual tendency that you must watch out for and look out for is guilt and unforgiveness. Okay? If you get into contact with guilt and unforgiveness and you cannot handle this particular emotion, it's going to wreak havoc on your reproductive system. So you can find yourself having fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, and all these other kind of issues if you let guilt and unforgiveness wreak havoc within you, okay? So that's the biggest thing. Now, you being a Capricorn, you only did 5 days of Capricorn. Well, let's say, let me see how many Capricorn. Let me give you your real date. So for Capricorn here, it's going to be December the 22nd to January the 19th, right? So 3 days. I give you 3 days here, which means that you did 1 year of Capricorn. How old are you? 20 what, 8? How old are you? 31? 32?
32.
All right, don't give me the line about numbers now. I've been doing this shit so much every day.
I forgot.
32. All right, so 1 year in the Capricorn, 11 years, 21 years, okay, 31 years, and then you say you'll be 32. Or you already 32? Yeah, you already 32.
I'm be 32.
Okay, so look at this: 1 year, 11 years, 21 years, 31 years, and so you're 1 year and some change into Taurus. So for you, you coming up on your personal income, your personal possessions, things that you wanted personally in life have just started over a year ago. You starting to get your stuff that you always wanted, correct? Yep. So that's where you at. And guess what? You're going to be there for 9 more years. So keep getting, okay? This is your 9 years. You got 10 years of getting your personal possessions up, getting your income up, doing your thing. You're in your Tyrian phase, okay? So that's going to be a good thing for you. Now, another thing is you're at low tide. So low tide is not like high tide. Low tide is when your intellect, so your smartness, your brilliance is going to get you through this particular time. Also, this is a physical time for you as well. So it's going to ask for you to do some things physically. So you got to keep your body up, keep yourself physically fit, because when it say go, you got to go. When it say do, you got to do. So because you're in that low tide, so you're going to see that you're going to find a lot of hidden treasures about yourself here. You're going to find a lot of different things about yourself. You are in that self-development phase. The first 10 years, I think from 21 to 31, you was getting yourself together. Now from 31 to 41, you're going to be getting your things together. You see how they go?
Yep.
All right. So there you go. Any questions thus far? Now, I will tell you that if you are dealing with current things, if you're dealing with something right now, I'm going to say be very careful about your, I'm going to say be very careful about something to do with your nose, and be careful about something to do with your sexual desire. Okay, your nose and your sexual desire can be some things currently that you can be fluctuating in and out of. But the fact that you were born here in the third decan of Capricorn, you will automatically, you're gonna have to worry about some things going on with your joints and some things going on with your sense of touch, and your joints. So you got to be careful with that. All right. Any questions?
I'm with you.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, you just wanted to see how you're gonna. Now I'm gonna tell you, Taurus. This lesson of Taurus is trying to teach you about it's okay to see the beauty. See the beauty in things. I know this just started for you, but start seeing the beauty in things and stop seeing. Always got to be seeing the ugliness and stuff. Start seeing the beauty and stuff. Okay, Dr. Shay.
Yep.
All right, and that's gonna help you out. I appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
All right, peace. All right, you guys. So that's really how this thing go. Some of you guys are asking me to bring you up, but it won't let me bring you up. So I don't know what that is or why that happens. But I sent you Earthly Color Brown. You can come on up. Earthly Color Brown, you can come on up. All right. So that's why you must understand that this thing doesn't give a damn if you believe in it or not. It works. It don't care about if you understand it or not. It'll work for you. It don't care. Right. So you finally got something at our disposal to where we can utilize it to get us back in the tune with nature. The biggest things that you can learn for free. If y'all are doing this for free right now, y'all ain't gonna get all the information, obviously, because you have to pay your $50. But what you are getting that you can take away with what you're getting today is where you are in life. When I tell you in Taurus, and I tell you that life lesson, and I tell you that low tide or high tide, that's really what you want to know, and that's for nothing else. That's worth the measly $50 because you're gonna get a lesson every 10 years, and you need to learn how to track yourself around this wheel of life so that you don't keep doing your wheel, you start doing the wheel. Okay, Martinez, I done tried you over and over. You must ain't got enough followers or something, bro. They ain't gonna let you up. Okay, they're not gonna let you up. Any other questions thus far? If you don't have any other questions, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate all of y'all love, all of y'all support, man. You guys have been with me. We've been teaching you guys. Again, we got 2 more modules. So we got Saturday and we got Sunday. Y'all know Sunday we go in. It's like church up here on Sunday. So please feel free to tune in from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day to learn these modules. Again, they will be automatically recorded and downloaded on YouTube, so you can always keep going back once you have your owner's manual and you just want to learn more about what it is that we're teaching, or if you're just trying to heal yourself, heal your family, and you're just trying to be able to heal your community, and you need some trusted, true understanding of how to do that. We are backed by nature. We talk to nature. So I'm a relic, and I'm a ancestor from way back to be able to use this type of information to help us and navigate us through with our health concerns. But your health is your wealth. So once I teach you how to produce health in your life, it'll be the same lesson of how to produce wealth in your life, man. Same power. I love you guys, man. It's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. Peace.